Rise up, Rapids. We got another edition of some highlights from the Nova New Year kickoff that I'm really excited to share with you. Normally, you only get to look at this face, but I thought we might do something a little bit different because we had some unbelievable swims. And you can go to the news article and you can read about all those awesome swims and all the performances like our new age group champ swimmers, and you can read about all the big time drops and stuff. But we get a little bit more of that insight. Usually you're going to hear it from me. Today I thought it might be kind of cool for you to hear it from some of our other awesome coaches. There's two reasons for that. First, because it's fun to hear from someone different than me, and also because I want to take a second to actually brag on our coaches. I cannot tell you, my biggest moment from the Nova New Year kickoff was actually the very few times that we got to sit down. I know it sounds silly, but we were coaching for 13 and a half hours straight on Saturday without more than maybe a minute or two break at a time. Same thing on Sunday, and a couple times I actually got to sit down on the bleachers and I look in front of me and I see the wall of our coaches just sitting there, and they're not just watching swims and getting splits. They're engaged. They were pointing and talking about things that they saw at practice, the little ins and outs that make each swimmer unique. And I was so impressed by all of our coaches at how much they knew about each of the swimmers. They've learned these things from watching them at meets. They've learned these things from focusing on the things to improve at practice. And I was blown away because we were starting at the beginning of the season. We spent weeks just trying to learn all the swimmers' names. And here we are, we're only 4 months into the season, and we have exceptional coaches providing really genuine, caring, heartfelt, quality coaching and instruction at the meet. And I am just the head coach sitting back just beaming with excitement, watching these coaches do such a great job. So my shout out actually goes to our coaching staff, all of you guys that were there. We had Steve and Jessica and Elizabeth and Ben. I mean, you guys just killed it. So props to you guys. My other little tiny moment was along those same lines. At the very end of the meet, this is Sunday evening, we had the 500 freestyles in the water. We only had maybe one or two swimmers in the water at a time. Instead of the coaches asking if they could split and be like, hey, you know, it's kind of late, we've been here a long time, I'm tired, is it okay if maybe I head home early? No, we actually had all 5 coaches wanting to sit and watch the 500s, even if there's one or two kids in the water at a time, getting their splits. And then at the very end, I don't know if you know Coach Steve, he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. One of our other parents was a fan also, and he had an iPad with the game going on live when they were playing the Bears. And the place is starting to empty out. The swimmers were already done, and we're huddled as a team watching the end of this game where the Bears clanked that kickoff, the field goal, and they end up losing the game. And our entire staff just erupted, and you would have thought they won the Super Bowl because we were all excited. And we looked around, and all the coaches from the other teams had left. You know, they were cleaning up the pool deck, and here we are as a staff just enjoying being together in that moment. I thought that was kind of a cool, special thing. So anyway, take a moment, listen to the other coaches. Let's hear some more highlights, and we'll get back to you soon.
Hello, Rapids. Coach Jessica here.
Hello, guys. This is Ben Brown. I'm a coach here.
Hi, I'm Coach Steve. I was lucky enough to be on deck all weekend at the Nova New Year's kickoff meet with all our swimmers, 8 and unders, 11 and 12s, and 15 and overs. And we had an awesome meet, tons and tons of best times, lots of loud cheering.
There's 2 people that I want to make sure that get the recognition they deserve because they've been working hard at practice, and that goes to Kayla Pay. She came to me during warm-ups and was like, Coach, how do I do breaststroke? And then we talked her through it, and she, oddly enough, ended up doing a legal 50 breaststroke for the first time, which was awesome. Good job, Kayla. And the other one goes to Kate Balut, who swam her first 200 IM and came out, that was hard. And she did an awesome job. So good job to both of you guys. Keep working hard at practice.
I was there with the 13 and 18 sessions. One story I remember from this past weekend that stuck with me was this young lady named Kayla Maxey. She went into the meet. She was really kind of nervous early on. Didn't do so hot on her swim. But by the end, we actually ended up gaining a lot of confidence. And she ended up killing it at the end and dropping time in her 50 free that she actually did better in throughout the meet. And then another story I also have is this young man named Bishop Mitchell, who's in Advanced Novice 2. He actually swam 100 breast and the 50 breast legal for the first time in USA Swimming.
First story I want to tell you is about an 11-year-old girl on our team named Kaylee Gilmore. In that Sunday afternoon session, I kind of felt a little bit of a relief because we don't necessarily have to get our kids to the blocks when they're in the older age groups. And I look up for the 200 freestyle and lane 7 is completely empty, and Kaylee had missed her event. I started looking around the pool deck and I saw Kaylee at the other end of the pool, and she didn't have a cap, didn't even have goggles, she had nothing. So I asked Kaylee what happened, and she told me she was cheering for her brother Brennan, who was in a relay. So I kind of felt like I could give her like a small hall pass for that. But when she came to talk to me before her races, I really told her that she can make up for missing that 200 freestyle by having some great 50s. And she surely came through. She dropped almost 4 seconds in the 50 back, and she dropped almost 2 seconds in the 50 freestyle. So super proud of Kaylee for shaking off missing that 200 freestyle and coming through with 2 awesome swims. Anyone who's ever been a swimmer has missed an event. Everyone knows it's a pretty bad feeling, but it's even better feeling to come back and rock 2 swims, especially some 50s. Another story I want to share with you is was during the 8 and under session, and it was during the girls medley relay. There was some sort of delay getting the relays lined up or timers or something. And I was at the other end of the pool with 2 of our 8 and under girls, Adeline Jordan and Harper Ferguson. 2 cute little kids, 2 fun kids, and 2 awesome swimmers. And we were waiting and just trying to kill time. And one of the girls grabbed my clipboard, which I always carry with me, and grabbed my pen and literally took my heat sheet. This is my heat sheet right here. And they used my heat sheet as an art template. So I had pictures of unicorns and pictures of puppy dogs, and they even asked me to draw one, which was not very good. The girls are much better artists than me. And I have to admit, that 5 minutes right there with those 2 girls was an awesome break that I needed because we had some really busy sessions, and possibly was my favorite 5 minutes of the weekend.
All right, Rapids. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing from our other coaches without having to hear from me too much. But you'll be hearing from me again soon because we got a lot of really great meets coming up. In a couple weeks, you'll hear more from us about the WAC Polar Plunge. We actually have a record number of swimmers. 147 athletes are entering that race. We're really excited about that. And then championship season's around the corner in February. District championships for the 8 and unders, district championships for the 9 to 12-year-olds, region championships for the 13 and over, senior champs for our older elite swimmers, and then age group champs coming up immediately after that into March. Lots to share with you. I hope you stick around. We look forward to sharing with you then. Thanks.